What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back for another review of Impact Atlanta. This is season 2, episode 8, and the episode is titled Transitions, Triumphs, and Turmoil. So, we start this episode off with Ari and Tucson. They will be hosting the House of BET together, and basically, the House of BET was like an event that BET put on around the BET Awards. We also learned that Tucson, he has a birthday coming up. He plans to drop his EP. He's dropping his hookah line. And again, it's his birthday. So this is a huge celebration. Now, Ari, she has officially decided that she's going to move to Miami. She also plans to, at some point, confront Tay because there has been some distance between them. So Ari has actually been having Tucson's boyfriend do her hair a couple of times because Tay hasn't been around, and she feels like Tay is going to have a problem with it because he always is possessive, basically, over his clients. Now we move on over to Lakia. She's filming her music video for Warner Hood. She gets a phone call from Tucson. They talked about absolutely nothing, and she's like, I'm so happy to have a couple of other of my favorite up and coming rappers that came to support me or whatever, and she had, I think, Maya the Don and somebody else. Yeah, I want her to go back to the drawing board with this song because it's just not giving what she thought it was gonna give. We do see Tucson and Ari. They're hosting the House of BT event, and Tucson, he does jump on stage to perform, and I do like that he's getting his toes wet in performing because it's one thing to drop a song or two, but you got to be able to really perform, get on a stage and not be afraid. So good for him. Now we see Carly. She's with her publicist Freshie. She plans to meet with this brand called Boohoo to discuss a possible collaboration. I have not seen the collaboration. Have you guys? Has there been a collaboration between Boohoo and Carly? Please let me know in the comments. Nonetheless, she plans to go independent with her music. She was saying that something was dated about herself, but I couldn't understand what she was saying. I don't know if she was saying that her name was dated or what, but nonetheless, she basically wants to show her vulnerable side, and she definitely feels a way about these group of people who she's filming and showing. And here's my thing, Carla, you came into an already established group. You were not tight with these people, so you were trying to just throw yourself in, and it did not work. Like I said, I would prefer to see her bring somebody else on as her friend. Because it's not like Carly, she doesn't seem like a bad person, but I just think she needs more people to film with. Nonetheless, let's move on. It's Ari's birthday. Tucson is there, of course. It seemed like it was just like her close friends and family that were there. She's letting everybody know in this moment that she is moving to Miami. She also says that she has asked Tay 4 times to do her hair or whatever. And then somebody else, I don't know if it was her sister or somebody, they basically chimed in and said the way that Tay has been feeling. Tay feels like they shouldn't only talk when she wants her hair done. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can definitely see that. Don't just call me because you want me to do you a favor or whatever. But according to Ari, she's like, well, I'm going to pay him. Here's the thing. You have to separate your friendship versus business. Because at the end of the day, Tay is providing a service for you. And a lot of times, you guys, when people provide services, they do tend to get close to their clients, for sure. But I feel like within this case, he probably feels like he's being used. Like, oh, you only want to come around when you want to get your hair done. But Ari is sticking to her guns to the fact that he is a possessive hairstylist and he feels like his clients should only work with him. But let's go ahead and move on. We do see Carla go to the Boohoo headquarters or whatever. Good for her. Nothing really happened. We see Des Dior, okay? She's at the Broccoli Fest, and we also see Mariah the scientist. Here's my thing. Des was talking about how she's this fashion girl and all of this, but just because you wore a shirt backwards with some short shorts that had bows on them, it was not giving fashion. I mean, I'm glad that she wasn't wearing a leotard like everybody does, but it still was not giving fashion. But I digress. Um, because she had a different time slot than the last time that she performed, the crowd was larger. There were people who seemed to be rocking with her music more. She did bring Mariah the Scientist out to perform, and I do feel like she did put on a good show, at least from what we saw. Now, unfortunately, backstage, we learned that her mom actually missed the flight. No. The flight got delayed. That's what happened. The flight got delayed, and her mom missed the performance. So her mom does walk in eventually, and Des is like, "So when are you going to move to Atlanta? When are you going to move to Atlanta?" Because she really wants that to happen. But the mom is like, "Listen, I have my own career. I have to make sure that I have everything in order before I just pack up and move." And I can respect that, because a lot of times entertainers, they have the tendency to feel like, well, you need to move because I said so. And it's like, no, I have other affairs going on. But I digress, because you got to get your affairs in order. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and move on. So we get to Tucson's party, right? The birthday EP release / hookah line release. And Tay comes in. He gifts Tucson some Cartier glasses. And I mean, Tucson was so hyped about this. So hyped. Ari was just kind of standing off to the side. And I'm like, so you don't know nobody else here? Like, what's going on here? It's giving standoffish. Nonetheless, Tay and Ari, you can clearly see that there is tension. They finally decide to go outside and talk. So Tay is like, okay, fine, we can talk. Oh, your hair is so pretty. And he's being petty. He's like touching her hair or whatever, because, he didn't do her hair. And Ari's like, what's the issue? What's going on? You're mad because I got my hair done by somebody else. And he's like, no, that's not the issue. That's not the issue. Or whatever. He keeps saying that he don't want to have this conversation at Tucson's party. He just want to have a good time. And I'm thinking that, okay, the next scene is going to be them having that conversation. Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Joke was on me, because we fast forward 3 months later. We see Des Dior. I think she took her mom to Greece. Lakia, she done dropped her song. Tay still hasn't moved to New York because he's been super busy. Carlay, I don't even know what she said. It was a bunch of nothing. And Tucson, he's stepping out onto his own. Oh, and I almost forgot. Ari, she did end up moving to a nice home in Miami. Where is the conversation? Because then they're like, okay, and on the reunion, I'm like, reunion? It didn't even look like Tay was there. So I'm still trying to figure out what happened between Tay and Ari. I'm over it. Y'all, let me know what y'all thought about this. I am glad that this show is wrapping up, because I'm really questioning if there needs to be a season 3, because I don't think so. Y'all, let me know what y'all thought about it. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.